Chiefs are just still on practice yet. This race is on the road and it's got the a little track. They live. So I'm gonna put it in Fuji. I think Fuji might be interesting. I said, yes, what should be done. Listen, pay attention. Fucking up. You're not going to bounce anything. You're going to get these files ready, and then we're going to vote, and it goes to them that we want. What the fuck are you doing? Road tires on this. Oh, spun 180. Going good. Old internal value. What is that? Watch it. Find bananas. Hopefully straighten out, frames though. Stuck upside down. Yes, you what? Yeah? I'm not gonna drag, so. Look around a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Too quiet. Let me just. England. Oh. Okay. Hello. Trick. Putting the VR on your head and then at the same time looking at OBS and adjusting things. That's impossible. So kind of hold it to my face and look at OBS at the same time. See if I feel I'm driving and I'm not like this. Probably better. Yeah, that's better than it was. Okay. Audio on my head. So here. Loop it around. You got an ad coming up? Oh, ad up. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't see it in time. I would have snoozed it. Okay, so we're on our. This is our new Drift server. Actually, I was on the Drift server earlier. There were several of us on there, and right now I'm on our new drag racing server. We're in this Toyota Supra, and I've set it up for drag with the tune, so it's soft suspension on the way. Let me get the. Let me load my tune. That's the stock tune. Gonna run full boost. So I set this server just to be one long practice, so you can, and I've also set it to where damage doesn't matter. If you run into somebody, it's not gonna port it to Kunos, because we're drag racing, we're gonna have some crashes. Let's go for no push in the back. Let's see. Also, okay, show you what we're working with here. It's my baby right there. The top secret Supra. If you know, you know. Don't worry, I just feel bad for you, son. You're missing out. So we got 2 drag strips on the server. We're using a couple of the straightaways on this track. almost on our way to the drag strip, which is just a nice cruise. You don't want to get the engine hot. You don't want to get the front mount intercooler hot. You don't want to get the turbo hot. Or the intake manifold, or even the fuel. Run the fuel through a hot fuel pump, going full throttle all the time. Actually eats up the gas. All this stuff matters when you're drag racing. You're shaving tenths of a second off the guy beside you. So cold air is dense, more air, and if you got the fuel to keep up with it, then you got more horsepower than the other guy. Alright, so that's a start-finish line up here. I'll show you. I mean the start line, not start finish. This is all burnout box back here. Do your dry hops here. Get lined up best you can. On drag racing, your front wheels can be on the line. That means your front end can actually hang over a little bit. As long as your tires are on the line, you're good. Because there's a light beam coming out of the box from one side to the other. If you break the beam, then you red light you take off too early. So that's where you put your tires. So, my normal practice, and I've been drag racing for 40 years, so I'll show you a couple things I do. So, you want to get the tires hot, but you don't want to boil them to the point where they're just they become greasy when they get too hot. Too cold and they don't hook, obviously. So, traction control off. What you want to do is get on the boost. Now, if you're neutral, there's no load on the engine, so you'll notice the boost gauge barely goes up. 0.7 bar. Car sounds totally different. There's no load on the engine. The engine needs load to make the turbo exhaust, to make the exhaust spin the turbo. So we want to get on the two-step. To do that, you want to get, and this is rev limiter, by the way. That's rev limiter. That's your two-step. So it's holding the RPM steady, and the back pressure from all the backfiring is making boost. So now we can take off at 1.8 bar instead of 0.7. Now this car is on street tires, so it may be the case you don't want full boost on the launch. So you have to experiment. So we'll take off from just a punch. This is just a foot brake punch, just flooring it. So it takes off pretty lazy like that, right? Tires aren't warmed up, but that was not enough torque to even matter. It's so slow. So, conversely, you can put it at an RPM you like. Let's try full throttle, see what it does. And then dump it. Okay. Good for a burnout, but not ideal for a launch. So, let's try first gear, 5500, lower RPM, but full boost, so there's no turbo lag. So it should hop off the line fairly rapidly, but I got no traction control on, so it's going to spin like nuts. But you notice right away, it was like, oh, right away. There was no what? It just took off. Not a bad launch, actually. Now the tires are 60 degrees. We want them to be more like 80. We don't want them near 100. So back to neutral on the two-step. We're going to do a proper burnout this time. So we're on the two-step. The car's making a lot of power right now. So, but what you want to do is let your foot off the brake rapidly. So the car, slowly. So the tire will start spinning on the back and you release the brakes from the rear and the front. The car will want to move forward a little bit because now you've released the brakes. So what you want to do, because your brake pressure is always going to be much stronger in the front, what you want to do is let the car start spinning and then immediately get on the brake hard enough to almost stop the car. So the front brakes are holding the car in place, the rears are already spinning, they will keep spinning because the RPM is up. Alright, so here we go. Okay, now the way this game goes, if you hold the brake too long and the car comes to a complete stop, it releases the RPM. It thinks you're putting the clutch in. You're back at neutral. It's just the way the game works. So it's a delicate balance. You have to let the car move forward a little bit. So it's kind of more of a rolling burnout rather than a true burnout. There we go. Let it roll a little bit. Slow it down, but not stop it. Now that's a rolling burnout. Tires are red hot, so let's ease off. Good smoky burnout. Tires are 84 and rising, so they're going to get a little hot. Tire pressure's coming up to 22, 23, which on a hypercar tire is very low. That should be about 30. So we're trying a low pressure first. Tires at 94. They're a little warm, so we're going to wait. $98 degrees and rising. So that was a little bit too much of a burnout. I got a little too hot. Okay, 99 degrees. They're not red, but they're highly inflated because they got a lot of heat in them. It should be fairly sticky here. Let's see what it does. Not too bad. Yeah, we might come out with less power. Let it make a little boost, but not all of it. You know, about 1 bar instead of nearly 2. And then we'll roll into the throttle instead of whacking it. That should help. Let's give it a full run here. We'll go on 3. So we usually honk it off on street racing. 2, go. And I went to the throttle too quick. Alright, we're coming up on the half mile. Coming up on the 1 mile. So normally we use, you would use the half mile and the 1 mile for roll racing. It's usually ideal for high horsepower cars like this that typically spin like nuts through first gear and brake parts and stuff like that. A lot of guys like in Texas and the big cities with a lot of money, they'll bring out $100,000, you know, Aventadors and shit like that in street racing. When I was street racing, I had a Dodge Stealth, all-wheel drive, twin turbo, 3000 GT, you know, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, twin turbo, and that's the VR4 model. And what else did I street race? Oh, the Evo. I had a silver Evo. I called the Silver Bullet. It had 790 horsepower to the wheels and 4 drag radials, so it was undefeated in the streets of Memphis for 10 years. Set some records for that car on the track too. Okay. Pump gas street tire record. Alright, so this is the 8th mile. That first sign up there is probably 8th mile, and the second one's probably closer to 1/4. It's not exact, you know, we're kind of having to simulate some of this. Alright, rear tires are 66. We could try launching it in second, see what that does, but first we gotta do a burnout, get the tires hot. Not quite the burnout we did last time. Got a wheel spin. Let's go to second. If you got the clutch for it, you can launch a car in second. I used to launch Vipers in second. That looked pretty good on them. Once we found out. Yeah, full boost. Second gear launch. Much more controlled and one less shift. Each shift's gonna, you lose time on shift, you upset the balance. So if we can launch on second, that would be pretty good. Third will probably bog, because the gear ratio is really long in third. It's probably 1-to-1, whereas first and second gear are not 1-to-1. Okay, third gear is different. Notice it's not build and boost in third. So that's a weird thing in the game, because second does. When you shift to third, you lose the boost. So it's definitely going to bog. Let's see. Yeah. Not enough torque. Huh. I have to ask Nils about that. Why does it lose boost in third gear? It's not an automatic, so it doesn't have anything to do with it. A little midnight racing. You guys watching, feel free to join the server. It's open. Second gear launch, full boost. Tires are 100 degrees, but cold, but green. 23 pounds in the rear, 10 liters of fuel. All right, let's go to rip. Woo! And out of shape. A lot of wheel speed is a problem. Launching in first, you can only go so much speed, then you're on the limiter. Then you grab a gear and it hits a limiter. When you start off in second, the problem is the tires start spinning, and because of the gear ratio, second gear, now it can go much faster. So what became a slight spinning issue becomes a really bad spinning issue. So, still looking for the perfect combo. What if I think our best luck is going to be second gear, partial boost. So we'll get it to the same RPM, but we'll go 1 pound of boost and then roll into the power. That should keep the car a little bit more settled. Eighth and quarter mile roughly. That's probably not a quarter, maybe total's quarter, but probably more like eighth a mile and then 1,000 foot. A lot of the tracks these days aren't even doing a quarter mile anymore, especially with the rails, the funny cars and stuff. They got so fast they were doing 300 miles an hour in the quarter mile, and sometimes they go off the end of the track and crash. No sand pit or net would stop them. So more recently, they've changed it to 1,000 foot as the maximum distance you can go in the really fast cars. And even so, they're still hitting like 340 something now, 343, 345, something like that, in 1,000 feet. When they banned it, it was 300 and a quarter mile. So they're way faster these days. Back then they were like, 10,000 horsepower engines in those cars. Now they're 12, 13, stuff like that. One thing we could do is set a button up to adjust the boost pressure up and down. I think, do I have a key I'm not using? These two. I'm not sure if I'm using these two. So I got this one looking back. I got warning lights. What got one? Got that one here. I may not be using these. Let's see if, oh wait, I just saw a light flash when I hit them. That might be just me hit the brake. Yeah, it's just quick. Alright, let's look in the settings and see if we can find the key to turbo boost, because we could probably, like what I used to do in my Evo on the street, 45, I was running 45 pounds of boost on the E85 on the street. Can't launch the car. It needs a lot of RPM to launch because it's a lightweight rotating assembly, built motor, aluminum rods, aluminum head, all that stuff. Anyway, so you need a lot of RPM out of that little motor. And what I found was that I put a boost controller switch on my thumb, a little strap that goes around the steering wheel, and then I would launch the car on wastegate boost, which would get about 12 to 15 pounds of boost, and then with the 4 drag radials and easing out of the clutch, I could get it to really go. And then once I got into second gear and I had some traction, hit the scramble button, go from wastegate spring pressure 10, 15 pounds to 40, 45 pounds, and going from 400 horse to probably, 790s when I ran on the street most of the time, 750, 790, stuff like that. Anyway, let's go to settings. Should be able to bind the key here. Turbo boost. Probably boost. Turbo. Yeah, level up and down. Okay. So lower boost would be the bottom. Oh, that's my DRS button. Well, we can use that as the positive boost button and DRS. That wouldn't hurt anything. So accept it. Yeah. And then I'll use the other one to lower it. Kind of backwards on my steering wheel, but let's see. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so if you look over here, you can see the boost level. Hey, okay, so it's in steps. That's kind of goofy. That's backwards. Oh, it is backwards. Huh, okay. Got a flaw in the game there. Settings. Settings, yeah. So we'll practice launching this on low boost and then getting in the high boost to see how it goes. That should keep it from spinning so bad in a second. Yeah. There we go. So we want to swap these. So this one we want to be 20. Okay. No. That way. Maybe like that. It's backwards, but it felt backwards before, so maybe not, it won't be. Alright, so set drive. Now let's see what we got here. Turbos 90, 100, 50s. Hey, now we're going the right direction. Okay, so we'll launch on 50% boost, second gear. If it bogs, we'll up the boost. And eventually we'll find the perfect setting for the way I drive. Now, this may not work exactly for you, because your suspension tune and all that matters. But the concept is there. So I've got a tuning tool on my website. What I'll do is add a that's for GT cars. Street, and then for drift, or not for drift, for drag, we'll do a different tuning too. So I can help you guys learn how to tune a drag car. Because that's what I've done for a living. Well, I've been drag racing and street racing since I was 15. So and had businesses building race cars and tuning them. As you can probably look up YouTube, Melon Racing or Melon Tuning, and find my old channel. Okay, 50% boost. We're at the drag strip. 50% boost, second gear, full throttle. And it's making 0.9 bars, so half the boost. Okay, let's see how it launches now. Well, we got to warm up the tires. Let's just try it on cold first. If it bogs on cold, then there's no way it's going to work on warm. Let's see what it does. A little sluggish, but we can fix that. Let's try first gear now. We got a low boost. Yeah, full boost in third, that might work. Alright, ready on the button. 50% boost. There we go. We didn't click it into high boost yet. That was low boost. Let's try second gear launch on 50%. It's good, we'll stay in it. If it bogs, we'll back up. Yeah, you could. That might work. It kind of hooks there, so you just need to bring in the power quickly after that. It didn't spin bad, it just took off. So we just need to add some power to get some torque. It'll do that for us. So, first gear launch. No, second gear launch. Low boost. Get ready to add boost. There we go. Kind of came in funky, but I'd be better taking off at first. Well, second gear was a little sluggish. Let's try 70% boost instead of 50. Turbo lag, terrible. Turning up to boost might bring in the boost a little bit sooner. Let's try the next step. 80%. I think second's our gear, because it has some hope of not spinning. 80%, 1.4 bar. 1 bar is 14 pounds of boost, so 14 plus 7, 21 pounds of boost roughly. Too much boost that time. I'd be better off with slight bog than I'm cooking the tires off of it. A little less boost. Back to 70%. Second gear. 70% boost. Full throttle. It's going to let her rip. As soon as we take off and it starts moving, we're going to add the boost. Once we feel like it's got traction. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Second gear wheel speed is too much, I'm afraid. I have to get first, take off in low boost. This is what you do at the drag strip, test and tune until you figure out what works. Because your competitors don't do all this testing, when this is why you'll whip them. First gear, low boost. Let's try low boost first. Half boost. First gear. Much better. Yeah, see how much more controlled that was? And it was just hazing the tires. It wasn't like a full-on smoky burnout. I think this is the one right here. 50% boost, get it in the second. As soon as it stops spinning, add the boost. Add the torque. Sit the tires to hold. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Full boost. It's a little clumsy, but we're getting it. See what our top speed is here. 297, 302. Oh, we're gonna crash. Alright, let's put it in first person, since that's how I usually drive in the drag strip, not in a sky chair in the back. Nice. Jergens are going. Coming. Oh shit. You got the fast car. Oregon's gonna drift the shit out of everything. What up, dude? Let's get it. Let's get it on. I'm gonna get whipped bad by this sucker. Three. Bro, you're gone, dude. I'll add a little more tire pressure to the back. Get back. See if it makes any difference. He likes the drift. Take off at 60% this time. Well, no, let's do that. Okay. Perfect launch. I'm gonna try some tire change over there. So when they're hot, they were 23 pounds. Super 5 pounds. Let's add. So we get up to temp, so we might as well push them up. Coming up in rear suspension, it might not squat as much and it might spin work, but it might be more stable. So we'll see. It seems pretty bad with the front system. It's just not absorbing it. Yeah, Tony, I don't think he's actually gonna do anything. He's stick around. Perfect launch for me. And nothing on that sucker though. Road tires for that. But no, street racing tire. First what? Need something fast. Keep up that Ferrari. Well, how do you beat a Ferrari? With another Ferrari. Ferrari. I don't know if the 40 can do it, but maybe. If you guys watch and want to join, feel free. Server's open to the public now, so we're just testing some stuff, seeing what's working, what's not. I want to do some more modifications of the server. So I've been reading up on the software development kit, trying to just get acclimated to all that stuff. Once I get the procedure down, the process of the procedure, and then I'll probably program something so we can upload our pictures of our cars and stuff, the files that we need on the server. Make it to where you just go to my website, tell it which server you want to upload the files to, and then whoop, to one or all or whatever. I just do all of them. They can go server hop and then everybody sees your stuff. F40 LM. Rid of the toe and camera. I don't want that. On the back, you know. Probably take off on no boost. Talking that rear diff, so then shock the tires on the launch. Thank you, bro. Basic bumping going. Alright. It's slippery. High speed, low drive. Hot rod. Downloaded now. Popping in. I'll mess around on the drag server and drift server. Let's see if Jordan. Wants to drift. He likes drifting, so he probably can. Just want to do a hot couple runs with the Ferrari. Oh, he's got the B16 swap from the Honda engine. Yeah, beautiful. Car beautiful. It's a really good video on YouTube of a guy in a red F40. It's like a midnight run to the gas station or something, you know, but it's so epic. He's just cruising through the streets at night and it just sounds so good. Look at that view. There you go, Jorgen, whenever you're ready. I'll give you the leave. I can't believe you've done this. You've killed us. Nope, that was my bad. I was trying to get a good camera angle with the F3 camera, and it leaves the camera on the track and you zoom by. It looks cool, but it threw me in VR. Alright, let's go to the Drift server. Got 12 servers up. What we don't have is a lot of players. Most of these servers are brand new. A few of them been around for a long time. We used to have a ton of players, but had some rough patches lately. So I've been trying to help the beta testing team get back on track. I used to run beta testing team for some different games. Oh, one of them was for DICE, for Battlefield, and stuff like that a long time ago. So I've got some insight on how it should be done, and so what I'm seeing is not really as good as it could be. So we'll see if they're receptive to change. All right. Drift car. Let's get in the top secret Supra. One of the guys was telling me road tires in the back would help. He said like 3rd or 4th gear road tires. I don't know anything about drifting. I just set up the servers. Okay. So right off the rip, road tires. I don't know if we should do it all the way around or not, though. question. Yeah, we might need some fuel. A little weight on the back would hurt. Big problem for me is the car usually oversteers like nuts. I'm gonna put some ridiculous tow in the back. That'll keep it from oversteering. First, need to learn how to drive it full throttle, and then do all the things. Well, that's crazy amount of tow. Let's do 2. Should keep it a little more straight. Start at low boost. Suspension, soft to the rear. Oh, excuse me. That's more like a drag to this, what you saw probably. It's going to fall. I got a lot of bikes in. Jorgen's probably got some tips for us. Might be willing to share. And up since 4 this morning, right on the website. Yeah, they do have a positive tow. This car already, so they're already trying to keep it from oversteering. Traction control, ABS. Okay. Nope. So. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to drift this thing. Way out of my element here as a drag racer. Drive it first, then we'll figure out how to drift. Whoa. Man, I almost come around. Woo. On an angle. Holy boy. Tires are too cold. nice. You can just look around, you know? It's way too drifty for me. I'm not ready for that kind of drift. Let me adjust this rear toe. That'll help. It's a radical setup. Alright, Logan. I didn't really see anything for a minute. Trying to find the balance of this car. Pretty good burning. Feels a little more measured. Whoop, it's not a left turn. This thing is different. Look at the name. There's a cook. And it's trying to kill me. Whoop. Whoop. Get a new windshield. Let's see. Anything else I can do to help this thing? Ooh, tire pressure's 34. Okay, that's a problem. Um, trying to find some semblance of grip. Let's just try the tire straight up down. It should slide really great. Too much probably. Alright, let's give it a whirl. I think it would be way more slippery. Just because the toe is gone, but I lowered the tire pressure, so we'll see. Maybe the positive toe and low tire pressure might be the combo that works. Just trying some stuff, experimenting. Default setup in road tires, fixed up toe is good. Okay, Borges. I was trying, appreciate the tips. I was trying 100%, and I did go back to 50. It was pretty bad. Let's see. Back to the default setup. Okay, so maybe I'm just overcompensating. I should leave it alone, huh? Default setup, but road tires. That's default with road. Yeah, 50% turbo, no traction control, right? Oh, I didn't see your message. That was in the menu. Yeah, sure. Appreciate the help. I'm lost, man. Probably a lot of my problem is overcorrecting. Yeah, that Zinke's a lot more fun, a lot easier. I may go to the Zinke. I wanted to try this first. I found the balance and control this thing. But I need an easier car to learn drifting. This is way too hard. Let me get the Zinke or something I can scoot around in and actually have some damn shot of countering it. That thing is just so spinny. I like driving it, but it's not for drifting. You know what it is. Got 3 on the multi-class. Go there after this. Get that server populated. That's where I usually hang out. It's multi-class. And do whatever there, you know. It's circuit racing, but road tires on this one too, or supercar? Go. Shit tires. You think the A86 is harder? I don't find it harder at all. The Super is by far the hardest part for me to handle. My thing does not do anything I want it to. This I could have a shot. I think. We'll see. Usually have supercar charge on them, but try that. Whoop. I'll just go back to a long qual instead of a race. Air up the tires if it doesn't slaughter them soon. Okay. And drive's kind of funky looking, but oh, you know what? I think this has got the 20 valve in it. It might. Maybe in the next. Maybe be a motorcycle. This one. Well, with the heavier motor, maybe it is better. Tires are so skinny they won't do anything. I need to go back to a 16 valve motor. I don't think this is the right one for this car. Ooh. It's still cold. think this engine's too heavy. I think it screwed up the balance. Let me get the, I'm gonna do a motor swap and resave it. Just doesn't feel good. Vehicles, customize. Okay, let's go to LSD. Probably. I mean, the slip's not really ideal. Spool diff not there. 16 valve tune. Spool diff is both. It's a positive differential. LSD is limited slip. So if one wheel starts spinning, it starts sending power to the other one. It's got, hopefully has grip. So the power is going to kind of do this. Whereas a spool diff, that's a welded centered, well, not welded centered diff, but welded rear diff, where the wheels are locked up. So I'm thinking that might be the way. Gearing, I'm not sure. The game's going to crash. For whatever reason in VR, when you apply the settings, it crashes the client. Fire right back up. Let's see. No movement on that. It's just stuck in the beta test. Okay, so vehicle should be ready. Now it should be more of like a 50-50 balance, and that's more ideal for drifting, I would think. Three on multi, 2 here. Not a lot of players on today. Pretty sad for Sunday. It should be packed. Just a lot of people in trouble. I fixed a whole bunch of friends' computers. Had tons of people, videos on how to fix it. So we'll see. And let's leave it there. I don't believe the supercar tires on there. I'm used to those. Maybe that was a mistake going to road tires on this car. It doesn't have that much power. It doesn't need the slippery tires really. It might need the slippery tires in this. What's Steve doing? Laps? I don't know if Steve drifts. He might be just doing laps. Okay. Try this again, and then we'll go to the multi-class and do some racing with the boys, see what they're into. Sometimes they're all in GT, and sometimes they're in production cars. You just never know who's. Kind of depends on who kicks the server off. Usually once somebody starts playing with the GT cars on multi-class, all the competitive guys go GT. They can't stand losing. Much better balance. Say that. There's heat in the front. Push on the front. Front's too cold to do much yet. Can't hold the loom. Poor car. Okay, we're back to it. What is up here? What do you think on this one, Jordan? Road tires or the hybrids? Can't be first. Second. I have to go faster. Overall frame second doesn't work. Dark one's up in front of me. Probably about this speed. We'll try to start good. We'll try to make the steering sluggish and slow. Oh. So maybe the roads? Might be more predictable with the road tire. I feel the slide coming on instead of just like a real sticky tire. Sometimes they have all the grip and then nothing. That'll make you look bad. What? Nobody saw that. Goodness. I would be embarrassed. I know sometimes. What speed? too fast. I think. Man, this thing is gutless. No torque under 3,000. Power. I don't think this car has enough power. There's so many times it could have drifted and it just was so gutless. It was bleh. Didn't have the nuts to do it. It's just a spool diff. Well, I don't know. I think I'll hop on the multi. Echo. Oh, I got you. Tire. Okay. Oh, wow. Fast race going on. I wonder what car everybody's in. Yep, all GT. I knew it. There's some regulars on there. Race Marshal, I suppose. And the next one. James.
sale days are going on now at Dick's. Save on hundreds of styles like up to 30% off neck shorts and more. Plus deals on Dunks, Air Max 270s, and Jordan.
Series of models. GT 5.6
2 minutes. So interview. I made a post on Reddit about this site and stuff. If you guys happen to be on Reddit and go to the Assetto Corsa Evo section, appreciate you. Giving it a read, just kind of explains what the site does and stuff. Couple responses, nothing positive yet. Mostly just haters, unfortunately. Let's see. Bonza, huh? I don't remember seeing a vote for Bonza. Multi-class. Did I have the wrong one selected? I may have. Yep, I voted on the wrong server. There's multi-class. Yep, Bonza. I'm gonna do. I'm doing that would be fun. I haven't driven that today. Looks like everybody took a break. Might get on. Do a run on the Nordschleife since I'm in the crossbow already. I like driving it.
Lights on.
Alright, guys, let's get this. Gonna haul ass in this sucker. Just a second here. See if I can crack off a 6, that would be pretty good for me. Created. Nothing worse than getting uncomfortable mid-race. 6 minutes of uncomfortable. Not fun. Good. Smudges off blessing. I don't need these, but I figured you guys might want to see what I'm doing here. They have a smudge, and then the VR lens has a smudge. You really can't see very good. Better, a lot better. A little bit of smudge on here. It's usually when I put the VR head on my head and tilt it up, and the skin on my head touches the lenses sometimes. Okay, here we go.
Softer.
Doug Jr.
Alright. Let's give it hell, see what we can do. How's the view? You okay? That's pretty good. A little center. Oh, check out. Oh, it was quicker the whole time. That was good. Move that brake bias way up front. Usually runs 62. It's at 65. Let's see if it would brake any better. If it's just going to lock up, we'll find out in a minute. He's got about a 16-second head start, so just don't want to run into him. That's why I'm waiting back a little bit. Brace the tight, the cord. Front end's too low. It's probably because I softened the front screen. There. That'll make you tighten up. Yeah, a little loose. You never lift the truck today, boys. We don't ever lift. That was close. Pinch more. Traction control. Oh. Woo. Cars through luck. Came off the ground. I think we need to raise up the front about 5 millimeters. Maybe more. The spring's so soft on the front. Pretty, not perfect, but pretty good run. 640. I think my previous best was a 641.
Designed for sensitive skin.
I think we'll need to raise that front up a little bit. There's a couple times where it just completely bottomed out, where one tire was in a dip and the other was on the high side, and it high sided underneath it. The car is kind of a little crazy there. So, let's see.
Do you think I want this? Don't stop.
Okay. There it is. Tony's coming around. He might want to do a lap with me.
Do you think I want this? Don't stop.
I might have enough to do 2 laps. I don't know. We'll go in with cold tires. That's okay.
This is just a dream.
Wow, he ran a 6:09. He's really fast. Damn near 5. That's crazy. Yeah, he's faster than me. I ain't got anywhere near that time. Start the pit just if he lines up.
This is just a dream.
This will still be a fun run.
Don't stop.
He was gonna take off. Okay. He wasn't waiting. That's a GT3 car. This is GT2, so I don't have the arrow that the GT3s have. Let's see. We see him once in a while. It's 40 seconds faster per lap, and he's already been 75. So we may not get to see him. I don't know this. Let's get behind him and watch him. But bit. Low. Feel the front end coming off around. Alright, whoa, yeah. Kind of fatigued from that last run. I might not do throughout this one. That's right. Didn't make it. Well, I'm pretty tired. That might be a good stopping point. What was going on? Yeah, you see you run a 609. One wall hit. I had two and got damaged. He got damaged as well. Yeah, he's really good. Ranked 175, a little bit higher than me. Got some track records. Wow, several of them. Out here. Lots for a bit. I'm going hard all day. Alright, get back on the bit. Get into something. We got a Battlefield server that needs playing and a Dirty Bomb server as well. I'll probably get on in tonight. Let's see, our Dirty Bomb server. Nobody on it right now, but that's it. It's called Teabag Funhouse. We just moved it to a new server. We got two up right now. Usually 8 p.m. Central Time, US. It starts kicking off. So it's coming up on 4, so we got another 3 to 4 hours before people start showing up. Depends on the day. Sometimes it, you know, they get on early. Alrighty. Well, I'll catch you guys later. GG's.